Today we'll be breaking down the front crawl kick and explaining exactly how to perform it. A greatly improved kick is vital for your overall propulsion in the water and will help efficiency in your overall stroke. The key areas which are often overlooked when it comes to front crawl kick are the ankles and hips. The hips are the driving force behind the stroke, with your glutes doing lots of the work in combination with your quads and hip flexors. At the other end of your leg, your ankle needs to be as relaxed and flexible as possible. Picturing the action is a good starting point. As your leg moves up and down, there needs to only be a slight movement at the knee and a gentle flex and extension as it responds to the drive coming from your hip. Your ankle and foot will naturally extend and flex with the pressure of the water combined with the muscle contraction. This is where the propulsion actually comes from. Let's think of the kick in two parts: the downward propulsive phase and the upward phase. The downward phase begins with hip flexion. As you push your leg downwards, you'll decrease the angle at the front of the hip. Your leg will naturally flex at the knee, but try to limit too much flexion here. When your thigh finishes this initial movement, your lower leg needs to catch up, so you need to extend your knee. This downward force will cause your foot and ankle to extend, and it's this movement that gives the propulsion. At the end of the downward phase, your leg should be straight and at its lowest point in the water. From here, you need to return your leg to just below the surface, ready for the next propulsive phase. As soon as your foot and leg are extended, you should initiate this upward movement. Your glutes will extend your hips, and the pressure of the water will naturally keep your knee straight, cause your ankle to flex, and also provide a little propulsion. Once your leg is straight and flat in the water, it's time to return to the downward phase. There should be a smooth transition between each. The kick is continuous, but the speed or rate of each kick depends on how dominant you want your kick to be. The rate of kick is measured in relation to each arm stroke cycle. You'll either use a 2, 4, or 6 kicks per double arm cycle. However, you don't need to get bogged down with the numbers, as you'll naturally find the right rate for you. It is worth noting that the leg kick also helps with stability during the stroke as well as propulsion. With this in mind, the other leg always needs to be doing the opposite movement. Keeping the depth of the kick small is important. If you start to make a large kicking action, it is likely to off-balance you and can cause over-rotation, even leading to something known as scissor kick. Also, the larger the kick movement, the more water you'll have to move in each direction, making your kick less efficient. Having a small knee bend is equally important. Excessive movement at this joint not only adds resistance, but if bringing your ankle too far towards your bottom, you could even end up pulling your body backwards in the water. So think of keeping the kick shallow. Only your heel should break the surface, and that is only when you're kicking hard. As well as thinking of keeping your leg movement small in the vertical movement, you want to keep them close together so that your feet are almost touching. This will make you more streamlined. Professional swimmers' feet are almost touching, and you'll notice their toes are angled in slightly. This enables them to maximise the range of movement at the ankle. Flexible ankles are important. If there's limited movement at this joint, it will seriously reduce the propulsion from your kick. Your ankles need to be soft whilst keeping your toes pointed during the downward phase. Perfecting your kick will make you more efficient overall as a swimmer. Once you've mastered it, it will become second nature, so I'd recommend planning in some pure kick isolated efforts and drills into your training now. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, like button, and hit the globe to subscribe to make sure you get all of our GTN videos. And if you want some more swimming specific content, then you can click on the video in the corner.